Good morning, all. Welcome here. It's ProCraps on Casino Gaming TV, the Toffee Run. And we're going to get started like we have been doing here in kind of a new way. I think this is the right thing. Right down here is where the... Yeah, okay. We're going to start our Yolo series. And it's our second Yolo. We did a Yolo the last time I was on, we did Yolo. And then I went to Vegas for a week. So my Yolo in Vegas, by the way, sucked. I got my ass tore up. We lost our first one, the first roll, and then we won 2 or 3 in a row, then lost again on a bubble crap, which was kind of dumb. Anyway, here we are. We started with $64 a few weeks back, and now I've got 84, right, or $78 or 70 whatever dollars. We won $14. Here we go. We're gonna go 64 across. I think I can do a little bit heavy on the 6 and 8, 18 on the 6 and 8. I think. Yeah, we'll do. Let's see, we'll do 18 here. I'll get that some ones. And we'll do 18 there. We'll do 1 throw. That's it, 1 throw. 2 change. I'll put the $2 on the any craps. Or put it on the C&E. We'll put the C&E for 7 to 1. Here we go. One shot for the day here, and hopefully this will get us through. And yeah, good morning. If you're here early, you get to watch this kind of thing. I'm sorry about my head being in the way there, but it's kind of the way it is in the mornings. With this new camera that I've got from this side of the table, it's in a bad spot for the back of my head. Anyway, here we go. Here we go, the 1 throw. The Yolo for Monday. What do we have here? Do we have anything but a 7? We do. We have an 8. 5, 3, 8. I'm going to slide that up for you. There's the 8, 5, 3. So that's cool. 18 pays 21. I'm going to pay 25 for 4. 21. I'll do 25 for 4 and bring it back. Let's see what we've got here for tomorrow. So tomorrow's Yolo is going to be whatever this ends up being. So there's 25, there's 50, 75, 85, 95, $97 for tomorrow. That's perfect. 96 across. We'll get hopefully some regular numbers too. There it is. There's your Yolo. So we're 2-0. 2-0 on the Yolo so far. Congratulations me, I guess, right? So let's put this back up here. We'll get back to the regular program. I like starting off that way. A little bit of undue pressure, kind of to get rolling in the morning. And there's the camera. Good morning, all. Let's get the light turned off. That light. I'm doing work, as you know. We're working on the studio in here. A lot going on with regards to that. I've given you all the tour already. That camera's a little bit low. I don't like. Hold on, I gotta fix that. That's gotta be fixed. That's gotta be fixed. That's gotta be here. We gotta go here. Hold on. Watch this. I'm gonna go do it in real time. There we go. Look at that. Look at this technology over here, right? Boom, 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 boom. We'll save that preset. Awesome. Okay. Anyway, we're doing some work here. I've got out of the paint, right? The good paint's coming in. So the green will be gone. The white's going in. We're gonna recarpet the floor in here, and I got it's great. We're gonna get regular carpet because it's like an actual room. But I also where the place I'm buying the carpet has got this great like whorehouse carpet. It looks like a casino floor. Like it's awesome. So the room's gonna look great. Over in that wall where the projector is, I bought this high definition white paint for that wall. So the projector screen goes away, the wall just stays white. And I got some cool shelving coming in. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on. I've got new lighting going in soon. So when the green goes away and the new lights go in, I won't have to keep switching lights on and off during the show. It'll just be well-lit room, right? Right now, it's not a very well-lit room. It's a bedroom, overhead light, and green paint. So we're working on it. We're going to get it done. Okay, so let's get into the show here. And let me switch. I got to get this thing over here. A little bit out of sorts. Been a while since I've done a regular show, huh? Again, reminders for you all, and we're going to do some crapsy later on. I'm going to get through the content here pretty quick. We'll go to crapsy in a little while. And play live, but in the meantime, remember all these things. And I think I did a nice whatever trip report last week, and I kind of recapped how my Vegas trip went. And as you know, if you haven't heard it, you're hearing it now. I came into Vegas with a plan, and all plans, the best laid plans of mice and men, they say, right? We had major issues with our vehicle, and the money I had brought to Vegas to gamble with was going into the car. So I had a really kind of low roll this whole weekend. And, you know, it's important to me, A, to last for the weekend, have fun. And it's important to me when I'm going to a thing like Big AZ's meetup, I really wanted to make sure that when I was there, that we had fun, right? That I was hanging out with people, talking. I got to hang out with Jay-Z and a couple others. So table time was important to me. And bankroll was an issue. So I kind of play this chart in my head, right? What is my goal? Well, my goal this week is to freaking stay there, right? Is to not get blown out and be able to hang out the whole night, right? My bankroll was tiny, right? Because I had a tiny bankroll and I had, 7 or 8 days to last, my normal risk appetite's pretty high. I don't mind burning what I brought to make some money. But in this case, I didn't bring a whole lot. So my risk, I had to switch the risk switch, right? Or flip the risk switch to be really averse, right? And play in ways that were super careful, right? I played a lot of horseman. I played a lot of come betting. When I got ahead, I did my inside press hard methods, right? But only when I was ahead. And so I identified that, right? The opportunity that I've got this week is not to make a lot of money. I'm not going to go out there 96 or 160 across and blast. I couldn't do that, right? So I had to pick a strategy that worked for me, that I knew was going to work for the weekend, and I did. The destinations that I played at the wrong casinos, right? I was at Santa Fe Station. I hated the table. Told you the story. But I had to play there. So it was like, well, I had to adjust, I guess, my mindset when I was there. When I was at my home casino, Palace, I felt great and played good. So anyway, I disconnected from that car thing emotionally, and I literally went out there, and my emotions this week were stress, right? And I'll be honest with you, that the one thing on this chart I couldn't control this past week in Vegas was the emotional weight of going, God, that car is going to cost a fortune, and I'm stuck here with no money, right? Like not no money, but limited money to gamble with. And it was a wrestling match for sure, and I really I really had to keep discipline and struggle with it. So it was a tough week for me out there. But I learned a lot, right? I learned that all the years that I keep talking about, the discipline that I built over the years, it worked, right? Like I was able to lean back into the way I grew up playing craps, which was super careful. It was almost like going back home to Atlantic City as a 25-year-old again. It was almost like feeling like, this is how I learned to play. Short money for a long period of time. It was really fun. So I actually, in hindsight, had a great time playing, and it was cool. Yeah, everyone has a plan to get hit in the face, right? Was it George Foreman or was it Mike Tyson? I forget who said that. I forget who said that. Anyway, yeah, the whorehouse carpet. It's great. It's gonna be awesome. Dice Daddy, wait, I'll take a picture of it. It looks like it's got like these big fleur-de-lis patterns in it. It's purple and gold. It's so gross. And it almost there's these little flecks of whatever in the carpet. It's designed this way. It looks like cigarette stains. I swear to God. I might actually pour some coffee on it to give it a stain, so it has a stain in it, so it looks like it's a 1950s casino. My wife is appalled. She's like, "What are you doing down there?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm doing it all so I can make $50 a month. It's fantastic." Anyway, let's get to the regular show. A couple of things I want to talk about here this morning really quick. One is the unicorn. Now, some of you are newer to me, right? You've been recent viewers of the show. You kind of come on of late. You don't remember that maybe, I don't know what it was, about a year ago? Might have been about a year ago. I think it was maybe a little more than that, because I'm trying to remember the dates, because Chris from Sideshow Gamble, who I haven't talked to in a long time, he was just about to be deployed, right? This is going back before, and he was deployed for about a year. So it's probably a little more than a year ago. Anyway, I had this idea of a thing called the unicorn, and I put it out there as a challenge. I'm like, let's find the perfect unicorn crap strategy. There isn't one, of course, right? There's no way to beat the game consistently. But I thought, what a great puzzle for us to try and solve together, right? The unicorn. Let me survive the come out roll. Let me show a profit and get money back in 2 rolls safely without any risk, right? Let me set myself up to play. And a few people really, and I'll put the rules up here later in the week. We're going to actually revisit the unicorn this week. Maybe on Friday I'll do it as a Friday Follies thing. But the idea was, let's put all of our collective minds together and find the perfect way to play, right? If bankroll wasn't really an issue, and I didn't want to do a laddering thing, but if bankroll wasn't an issue, how could you kind of go out there and play safe and make money and get out? almost like the perfect daily paycheck. Like if I could do the big Dallas drawdown without any fear, what does that look like? Because that does solve some of the things, right? Your money's back in basically a roll and a half. You're profiting on that second half of roll. So 2 rolls in, you've got your money back plus profit. You can still keep playing. It's the $3,500 you got out there that sucks, right? What is the unicorn? So I'm going to put that challenge back out. I'm going to put the rules back up again, and we'll talk about the unicorn again here this week. And maybe we'll get some new ideas behind it. And just, we can use Fridays to kind of roll out your unicorn ideas. Maybe that's the way that we use Fridays, is like Friday follows will become unicorn strategies. And we'll just see the interesting ways people have thought through the problem, right? And again, it's not a solvable problem, but it's a fun exercise to go through. So that's the unicorn. Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps posted in our, the problem is this, Dr. S. Laddering sucks because it sucks because if you catch the bad run, you're gonna wipe yourself out. Most people don't have the money to ladder. The problem is, and I love Waylon to death, good friend of mine, I love Waylon. Laddering strategies can suck you in. Oh, look at that. We never lose, right? If you have enough bankroll, you're not going to lose. I've seen people lose in ladders, and I think the word that you use here is important. And I'm going to put your comment back up again. Responsible ladder. A ladder with a cap can make sense. However, when you hit the cap, you're walking away with a known loss. I'll give you an example. The 31. I love the 31 strategy, right? We've talked. It's a negative progression. I like it. It scopes your loss to 31 units. You know what you're going to lose if it goes south. On a Marty or on an unlimited Dylan Bear, like Waylon does, there is no cap. There's no responsibility built into those things, other than your own gut telling you it's time to go. So that's why I don't teach laddering, because I think most people don't have the money for it. And most people don't have the discipline to stop because they think, oh my God, I got beat 6 times. There's no way I'm going to get beat that 7th time. And then they do. That's the reason why I don't teach ladders, because I'm averse to them myself. And I think it's dangerous for most people to play. That's the reason why. Anyway, so there's that. The unicorn is it's going to be a thing. Now, again, Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Crafts, we have a group text. I have a couple of group texts that I'm involved of, right? One is with Jeff, Chris, and Craig, and one's with the whole Craps chat, or the whole Craps for the Cure crew. On the one of them, Jeff said, "Oh, look who's back!" Right, and it's Koga Ninja. Koga Ninja's back. If you remember Koga Ninja, this is the guy. I put a video out probably 4 years ago where I was doing these little shorts, right? And one of my shorts was on DI, and it was a serious one. It was like, hey, the casinos are going with this no dice setting rules, and a lot of, like, Colorado, you can't even set the dice. And it's not because they're scared of DIs, right? It's because it takes too damn long. Most guys are, messing with the dice for a minute and trying to train them against the wall, and that's why, right? So I did this challenge of like, how many times can you set the hard ways in 30 seconds, right? 15, 20, 30 times, right? That was the idea. But in the beginning of the video, remember, I put my hat on backwards and I had my face all pixelated out like I was trying to hide. It's because of Koga Ninja, this idiot, right? He put videos out years and years and years ago. And if you watch his video series, okay, it's literally like me with the chopper, right? I never tried to do setting or DI for all my life, right? All 30 years or whatever, 20 years I was playing at the time, right? COVID hits. I'm like, hey, let me try this out. I start trying it out. I film myself making a fool out of myself, and I suck at it, right? And I've gotten better, right? I've been trying and I've gotten better, and I'm like, whatever, right? It would be like me going tomorrow and saying, you know what? You've all watched me flutter and flail and do the DI stuff and try, and now I got it, and I'm taking all those videos off. And if you want to learn John's chopper, it's going to cost you $7.95 exclusive, right? If I did that, right? Snake oil, correct? If I all of a sudden said, look, I was a piece of garbage, right? And you watched me kind of get better, and now I'm going to teach you that. That's what he did, right? You look at his videos. He starts out in his early days, with, playing with the dice and doing his thing. And then all of a sudden he's got a fucking ninja hat on. You can't see his face because God forbid the casinos know who he is. He's that good. Garbage, right? Complete snake oil. And this is the rub, right? There's guys that work on their throw, right? Me and Jeff and Joe and Craig and Chris and all of us, right? And Ed and George, and we for free. We're out there doing it, right? Koga Ninja says if you're doing it for free, that means that it sucks. The reason why it's free is because it sucks. So you got to pay me because I'm better than you, which I think is a cocky bullshit way to say it. So there's that piece of it, right? And again, if you're just learning a skill so you can go and charge money to teach it, that has the stink to it, right? The people that I hang out with, the people that I, they're not charging for this, right? Gargoyle puts the stuff out for free because he wants it out there. His thing was, Howard Rock and Roller had all the throws, right? And Howard never recorded them, right? So when Howard passed away, Gargoyle didn't want those throws to die with him. So he's putting them out there for free so people can see the throws, right? This is all about comfort and rhythm. We're going to talk about that in a second here, right? And again, let me hide everything behind a paywall. And his first video out says, everything on YouTube sucks. It sucks because it's free. I'm the one who has the answer. And by the way, all you strategists are stupid too. Well, here's what I think, Mark. I think Jimmy and Koga Ninja should team up, right? I think Koga Ninja should be the thrower and Jimmy should be the bettor, and they would bankrupt all the casinos, right? This is the problem that I have, right? I know, we all know, right? This game is not beatable, right? It's negative expectation. All the casino games are. Math will get you in the end, right? The bad runs will get you in the short term. Sometimes good runs will make you money. These guys telling you that the only way to make money is to be a precision thrower, and the only way to be a precision thrower is to pay me. The only way to make money is to learn how to bet. The only way to learn how to bet is to pay me. That is where I kind of draw this line of like, you're full of shit, right? Guys that are doing some Patreon stuff, it's different. It's $10 a month. It's extended videos. It's whatever. They're trying to pay for their studios. They're not out there trying to make a living off of your dreams, right? And that's what Koga Ninja does. That's what Jimmy's doing. That's why I get so pissed off at those guys. Now, I know there's other friends of mine who do dice seminars and dice classes. And again, they're different. To me, there's a different vibe and energy to what Bo does and what Tony does. To me, they're not snake oil guys. They're here's my way. You want to come and hang out? We'll talk through it. It's coaching. It's friends. It's a different vibe than you suck. Pay me to be better. That's where I kind of get pissy, and that's why Jimmy and Koga Ninja and these guys that are in that realm get my goat, right? And that's why I go off on these things. So anyway, and I know it might seem hypocritical to say it's okay for X and Y to do it, but not okay for A and B to do it. Sorry. I let my relationships and my personal feelings get into it, but sometimes somebody's heart, right? And there's that. So all right, let's move on. The Daily Dose DI, find your happy place. I made mention of this last week, and I'm gonna try and frame my DI thoughts more and more as we go here. Again, this section of the show is not for me to teach you how to throw the dice. If you want me to, I will spend more time talking about my set and what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. I may share some stats in here, but really, this is about me kind of cataloging kind of where we are. I say find your happy place because, and you know this, last week in Vegas, at Palace, I shot really well. At Santa Fe and I guess at Palms I shot okay too, but I shot really well in some places and not in other places. And it's not because my throw is great or because the table matched mine. There's a comfort zone to that, right? At Palace, I stay at Palace every time I go to Vegas, right? Because it's walking distance to my job at Casino Quest. So I'm comfortable there, right? I like the food there. I like the table there. The pit bosses and I know each other now. You know what I mean? I like the table. I know where I stand. It's like I'm used to it. It's like the morning show. I'm used to my table. Some days I shoot great. Some days I shoot right? Same thing there. I just like it there. At a different casino, I felt like the table was crooked. I felt like it just didn't feel good, right? And I'm like, man, I'm not in my happy place. And I shot like shit. Random. I know it's random. And the 3 PSOs that I shot were not because of the table comfort level, right? And I was talking to Ed Robinson about this over text, just briefly, and he's like, hey, play where you're comfortable. He's like, if you have a quote unquote advantage at a place because you're comfortable there, why are you playing anyplace else? Why, right? Why would you leave and take your comfort with you? Stay where you're comfortable, right? And if you can take advantage of being comfortable, or at least enjoy your play more while you're there, why would you go somewhere else, right? And that's the overarching point here. I think DI itself is a comfort thing, right? And I think that's an interesting point I think we should be thinking about here is that it's not just about precision throwing, right? It's about the rhythm. I say this all the time. To me, dice come back. I'm looking at the faces. I'm already setting them in my head when they're coming back. I get my set, stack them up, step back, take my breath, grab the dice, and I do my thing. Every time. Same rhythm every time. When the dice land, I see the dice, I turn, and I'm usually at stick right one, right? Which means I'm first to go. And I'm used to that. Part of being at stick right one for me is not just about the distance of the throw or whatever, right? It's rhythm. I like being here because after, or stick left one, either way. I like being there, or a two at the worst, right? Because when the throw happens, and assuming there's no comebacks to get paid, I'm first up, right? You know how I manage my rack. I've got my chips where they got to be. I'm ready to rock and roll. I got my 4 to drop. I got my 2 to drop. I'm doing 30 for 2, whatever it's going to be, right? I got my money ready to go. If I'm going to ladder or press, I got the money there. I like throwing, seeing, watch them slide in, catching the dealer's eye, and they know what I'm going to do, and we drop the money, we do our thing. I like that rhythm. And then I can just sit and chill while everybody else is getting paid. I might say something to the person next to me or whatever, and then it's back in again. I like the rhythm of that. That makes sense? To me, DI, and Gargoyle says it a lot, it's a kind of a mindset, right? It's getting yourself in this disciplined, rhythmic way of doing it. Even if I didn't set and throw the dice chopper style, if I just grabbed them and calmly hucked them down, random style, it's the same to me. It's the same, whether it's setting and choppering or whether it's just grabbing what they are and lightly tossing them. It's the same. It's a rhythm. It's a breathe, step, go, shoot, come back, make my bets, step back. You know, see, breathe, step, throw, grab. It's all the same, right? Every time I do it, it's the same rhythm. That's what I think find your happy place means to me. DI to me, find a table you like, dealers you like, a room you like, the set you like, the throw you like, and if it all works out and today's your day, I think that's the best part of it. I think DI, if nothing else, like I'll back Gargoyle up on this, it's taught me that rhythm. I always had discipline. I always had mindset. You know, I always had the same level of risk in the ways I play, but I've never had that rhythm before. Now, in the last 4 years, I've gained this new thing called rhythm to the way I play. Has it made me more money? No. Has it made my time at the table more predictable and enjoyable? Yeah. And that's, I think, what it's all about. So I say this, if you're doing DI work, if you're working on it, don't pay Koga Ninja $7.95 to learn how to be a badass ninja. Find your happy place. Get yourself comfy, know what you can do, right? I think that's it. Dr. S says it's more like a confidence thing, right? You know you can and you will, think you may not and you may not, right? That's a piece of everything, right? I think that's a good advice in general. And I think when you get into that rhythm, you're in good shape. And you're at a table where there's no rhythm or you're not feeling it, it affects things. I think it affects your general mood, whatever. So anyway, there's that. That's what I got to say there. The placebo effect, it can't hurt you. I don't know about that. I mean, I'll tell you what, and I've told this before, right? DI is like, when I first started monkeying with it, like I said, my SRR was like in the 3s. Like I was so bad. I was setting the 3 VSEC because somebody told me to. And my SRR was in the toilet. I'm like, God, I'm so much worse than I was when I was just hucking and chucking. Why am I even doing this? And that's when I had that light bulb moment. Like, hey, if I can be really bad, I must be able to correct it somehow. And that's what that was the hook that got me into the whole thing, right? All right, Dice Dr. Dan says, at the Palms, I reminded people, I had a strong roll, but I think I threw 13 numbers at the Palms, a 13 roller. I think I had 2 box numbers, right? It was, remember that had the come out sequence where it was like 5 ace deuces in the come out or something, some crazy number like that. And the 11 and the 7. And then I got set the point of 8, hit a 6, and then 7 out. There was all those horn numbers in the leading thing. 13 roller, that was kind of garbage at the end of it, right? All right, anyway, that's that for DI. Remember that. I should probably add this comfort thing to the first screen, right? With all the bankroll stuff, because I think comfort, maybe it's part of mindset. I think being comfortable where you are is a thing. It definitely affects the way that you make decisions. It affects your time. And I think, you're spending a lot of money to be there. And ultimately, you're spending a lot of money to be there. Your time, it should be valuable. All right. Let's see. Did I miss a screen? I think I missed a screen. Hold on a second. I missed something. Give me a second here. what I wanted to say. The math talk for today didn't make it up there. So hold on. I got to put this up here. Hold on. God, John, you big dum-dum. I got to move this up. There was one point I wanted to make before I threw today. Let's go there. Let's go back here again. All right. Sorry about that. I wanted to do this house edge example with you if I could. Let's see. What is going on here? I got to change here to here. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the house edge real quick. And I'm going to play my low house edge horseman today. I read that book, by the way, on the plane that I showed you last week. It was called Crushing Casino Craps. I left the book in the hotel room though, so I can't bring it back. And I got to show you, I'll show it to you. I'll show you a picture tomorrow of the back cover of the book, which is why I bought it. Anyway, this guy, it's a long book. It's about playing craps as an accountant, right? As an investment banker. That's kind of how his example is, which is a good example. And he goes through a lot of interesting things about the negative expectation and how you can it's all about bet leveling. Ultimately, this big ass book comes down to what I've been telling you for years, which is you cannot win flat betting. You gotta bet level. You gotta either, if you're going to ladder up, fine. If you're going to progress wins, fine. You got to level. You got to change your bet levels to win. That's the only thing you can do here. But he makes a point in the book, and I wish I had it with me. I could read it to you. But he says, you look at the 98% slot machines, and which is even that worse than craps, right? Even 98% craps have 1.41 from the pass line. And he said, people have this misconception that if they bring $100 and they put $100 into a slot machine, on a 98% return machine, they're going to play for an hour and they're going to have $98. They're going to play for an hour, they're going to lose $2, right? And in chat right now, raise your hand in chat right now. And please be honest with me, because I'll put my hand up. Did you think that? Right? In your mind, you're walking through going, okay, 98% return. I can play for $100 and walk out of there, cash out $95. It's going to take a couple bucks from me, right? Say yes. Say yes. If you think that's the case. Obviously, it's not the case. I'm going to give you the punchline here in a minute. But I thought that was the case, right? Because your lizard brain just goes, oh, yeah, 90%, right? That's what most people think. The truth is, right? You're saying, heck no, the truth is this, right? They take, in this case, for the pass line, 35 cents at every bet. That's your 1%, right? You never thought that was I'm a dumbass, right? A lot of people think that. And I guess I did. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. I always thought like, oh yeah, 98%. You're lose 2%. You lose 2% of every bet over time. That's what the screen here is showing us, right? And I did the little calculation here for the pass line for $1,000, right? You don't lose $14 over the 1,000. You lose the whole 1,000, 35 cents at a time, right? It takes about 2,800 bets and then you're broke, right? That's what this means. Over time, that's what the house edge does to you. In about 56 hours, which is not a lot of time, 7 days, 7-8 hour days, right? That's, a few trips to Vegas. If you just bet the pass line, you lose 35 cents a bet, done, right? That's it, right? Now you say, yeah, I thought that when I was 20 years old, didn't know, right? Seasoned gamblers shouldn't think that. I'm going to put your comment there. You're so right, right? You're so right. But the way that I think it's framed to you, this is one of those things where the casino does a good job, right? It shows you 98% return. And you go, oh, I'm just going to lose 2%. And it's not the case. It's 2% of everything over time. That's interesting. Now, look, this is what's going to be the eye opener for you. And people will say, don't let the house edge bug you, right? And I know this is where a ladder comes in. Okay, I get you, right? I don't think laddering, I think bet leveling. You want to call it ladder on losses, progressing wins. Either way, the ladder helps you overcome that. Anyway, people say this, and you can in chat again, say this to me too. How many of you times have you said, don't worry about the house edge, play the bets that win? If I'm winning, who cares about the house edge? And I'll wait for you. I know Skill has said it. I know others have said it. The house edge is important. I've said this too. Don't let it drive your decisions, right? If you are embracing of, I know the 5 and 9 suck, but I'm going to bet them anyway because I throw a lot of them. We've all said it. I have said it. I know Ed has said it. I know many of you have said it in chats. Here's the example. The pass line will take you 2,800 bets to go broke. If you're just betting a flat pass line bet, after 2,800 trials, you'll be broke. 35 cents at a time. On the 5 and 9, look at the difference. The 5 and 9, You don't lose 35 cents. You lose a buck. It's a 4% edge, right? It only takes 1,000 bets to go broke on the 5 and 9 versus 2,800 bets on the pass line. This is the house edge in real numbers, right? The time that it takes to go to zero, 1.41 versus 4% doesn't seem like a whole lot. The bet pays better. I'm enjoying my 5 and 9. The reality of it is 16 hours of play versus 56 hours of play, your money goes bye-bye. Isn't that interesting? The house edge does matter. It matters to real people in real time. And that's what the percentages tell you, right? If you do the simple calculations, this is what you find out. And I think it's fascinating, right? To see that in actual numbers. To me, that's an important thing for us to kind of not forget. And there's an impact to it. If you're going to do the same thing, and again, the house edge, the casino win is based on you doing the same thing all the time. It's based on you doing the 5 and 9, $25 forever, and never pressing, never regressing. Or never whatever. The pass line, same way. And remember what David told us, right? The casino's hold is more than the house edge. It's almost 10 times the house edge, right? The casino hold on a craps table should be about 1.4%. The casino hold on a craps table is approaching 16 to 18%, right? Why is that? Because people bet too crazy. They put too much money out there. They're doing too much ATS betting. The hold is so much bigger than it should be because people bet like degenerates, right? So remember that. The house edge will get you faster on those other bets. When we say you're going to lose money faster when you're not playing the pass line, this is what it looks like. 1,000 bets versus 2,800 bets, 16 hours versus 56 hours. I think it's fascinating. And again, you've got to actually forget that. A lot of people just flat bet. And I flat bet the DP. For sure the DP I flat. I don't do odds on the DP. And I will flat bet for a time, but I will progress my wins. Matter of fact, today on our bankroll builder, we're going to do the hammer and horseman, okay? Where I will progress the bets. I will not chase loss, except for if we get picked on the initial come out roll, but I will hammer the wins. I'm going to try and use bet leveraging to hammer the wins today. We're going to try and progress the bets and get off the flats and use our wins to make more money more quickly. Capiche? Let's go to it. Let's get to it. I'm going to turn the lights on. We're going to go to the table view and we're going to go here. I think I want to get this view over here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to get this off the table for you. Give me a second here to get my computer turned on, and we're going to get Crapsy going. I'll get this out of the way. And just give me a second here. I'm going to turn the laptop on, and we're going to go play some Crapsy together. If you go to the Crapsy, you'll see the live tab will pop up in just a minute once I get the computer turned on here. And let's go. Let's see. I'm going to reconnect. It's probably going to make me log back in, I'm sure. Let's see. Look like I'm offline. Let's see. Waiting for connection. Give me a second here to get logged in. What happened to my roll tracker? Roll tracker's not working either. Oh, it's on an old roll or something. I'm not sure what's happening. Crapsy group. What is happening here? We can't get connected? Come on. I'm not sure what's going on. This should be, maybe it's a 6-1. Okay. Roll tracker should be right. Give me a second here. Now we got Crapsy. Pro Craps, Daily Paycheck. Let's press the go button. And here we go. Okay. So you can see my rack, I hope. It's a little bit, camera's a little bit off. I'm going to put this in the front so you can see it. Nope, that's even worse. All right. Well, it's hard for you to see my rack for whatever reason today. I don't know what have I done? What have I done wrong here? I think I got to reset that one camera view. Anyway, let's get out there. We're going to do $500 on the horseman, and that'll be 5 black chips. We're going to go two blacks on the don't, 1 black on the come bets. If we win, we're going to hammer them. We're going to go a little bit higher on the next round of bets. God, that's bugging me that you can't see the rack very good. I've got to fix that. Sometimes these cameras move because they're on swivels. So anyway, here we go. Crapsy is set. I got my dice here, and let's go. Yeah, the camera's definitely off a little bit. All right, here we go. We're coming out, and again, I'm going to set the ones on the come out. No, I'm not. I got to do my regular set. I got to do the data tracking thing, so I got to make sure I'm right. We'll do that. And 2-1. All right, here we go. Coming out. And we got a 7 on the come out. So here's going to be the thing. Watch this. This is going to be a 5-2. This is what happened to me in Vegas, right? 5-2-7 there and a 5-2-7 here. Lost the don't. Now, the Ken knows gambling way is to go out there with $300 on the don't and just say, you know, he calls it the FU bet. If you get torched on a come out, just go all in with it and let that happen. And I got this, looks like the roll tracker's not picking up the numbers here. So hold on, I gotta hit this and refresh it. Refresh, it's not picking up. All right, well, that's fine. The roll tracker doesn't like me anymore. You may not see the roll history. Sorry about that, but it's being captured for sure. All right, 5-2-7 there. Let's get reset. 6-5-2-1. Let's catch a point. And we got a 4. 3-1-4. And there's that. No, I'm going to change the view. I don't like this screen that I've got here. Let's do that. Let's go. Can you see that better? That's a better view of that. How about that? That's a better view. All right, let's do this. Let me change the. I knew I was doing something wrong. I'm like, why can't you see my bets? Okay, so there's the puck on the 4, $300 on the don't. Let's type that in. A 1-3 and a 1-3. Get my rhythm back here. Okay, here we go. Here we freaking go. 6-5. All right, I'm looking for a 7. There's no come bets here. This is just a straight up hammer. Just don't repeat the 4. That's a 7, 4-3. So a quickie, 4-3-7. Yikes. But it works for me. That'll pay $300, right? So what happens here, even though we lost our first don't, right? We're in good shape. Let's go look at the bets here. I'll show you how I'm going to do this. So we're in good shape. We actually win a unit. We start with 5, so we won a unit. Now what I'm going to do here is this: that extra $100, we're going to take that as greens. And as you know, the horseman has 4 bets to it, right? It's got the don't, and it's got 3 come bets. So the 3 come bets now are going to look like 125 each. And the don't's going to go to 2.25. We're just going to level it all up, right? Take the win and progress the bets. It's not a lot, not a huge progression here, but it's enough of a progression that we're going to take our wins and try and capitalize on hopefully a streak that we get going here. All right, here we go. New shooter. Puck is off. And let's go. Ooh, big split. That is a 6-3-9. Center field 9. Mark the 9. 6-3-9. 6-3-9. There it is. 6-3. All righty. Let's put the puck over here on the 9. And again, I've got this interesting decision to make. And I want you to think about this with the horseman, right? I've got 125 here. Next comeback's 125. I could go out there with a quarter and $100 in odds. Right? The math way to play would be to do that, right? To go index. It's the same level overall, right? But we can hammer the right side here, right? Or just go 1.25 in the come and take a bigger win on a 7 or an 11, right? There's a lot of ways to play this thing out. First shooter, I'm going to do it like this, the bigger combat. The next time through, I'm going to come through with a smaller combat and the bigger odds, so you can get a sense of how that feels. All right, here we go. Let's get Crapsy on. That's a 639. Didn't take in the roll tracker, so hold on a second. Let's see. 6-3. Okay, here we go. All right, coming out of the come. Here we go. That looks like a 10, 6 and a 4. 6 and a 4, 10 on the end. Combat travels to the 10. That's a good field roll. So the combat will the big combat goes to the 10. Another combat's on the way in. There's that. Here we go. Second combat. Ooh, little sideways kiss, and it's a 5 and a 4. That's not great. That's going to take my don't. That's a 5-4. So we're going to pick our don't. This is a good day for me right here, right? Picking everything off. Wow. So puck will be off. This combat travels up into the 9. We're going to lose our don't pass. Now we got to fight a little bit, right? So what I'm going to do is come out here on the pass line. My third combat will be a pass line bet instead of waiting. I'll at the very least save myself on one of those bets on a come out 7. So that's it. We'll do that. We will do that and hope for the best. Here we go. That was not an 11. What is going on here? Hold on a second. My roll tracker got screwed up. Okay, that was a 6-4 and then a 5-4. Little laggy today. What is going on here? Hold on, guys. I got to fix the roll tracker because if I don't, my stats will be jacked up. 6-4-10. And then a 5-4-9. That's right. Okay, sorry about that. Had to do it. Here we go. Coming out. 6-5. Oh man, what a huge bounce. 5-5, hard 10. Wow, that was ugly. Ugly, but look what happens. Ta-da. We get paid on one of them. That's nice. So, puck travels up. This comes down and gets paid. And again, the horseman, played correctly, is only the 3 bets. You don't go keep running them. It's not a molly where I'm going to keep on running 3 bets. The 3 bets that I make, that's it. They have to resolve. So the don't pass got killed. The 3 come bets are going to do their thing, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to go back out and chase. The secret to the horseman is exactly that. It's not running around and doing a perpetual comeback. You can do that at your own risk, right? It's one of those things where I play this thing long enough, that doesn't work, right? Let the 3 bets resolve, stay in your budget, and Bob's your uncle. Here we go. Let's get the Crapsy turned on. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. How about another 10? What do you think? Another 10 here? That is going to be a 10, a 6-4. Look at me go. Is that 3 10s in a row? I think that might be 3 10s in a row, or close, damn close to it. 6-4-10 there. That's pretty cool. 6-4-10. Making the point. 9-10, 9-10, 10. That's okay. All right, let's go here and get paid. So this will come down and get paid 1 1/4. And just like that, by the way, we're back. Look at this in the rack. 1, 2, 3, 4, $500. We're back to square with 125 in profit on this same shooter, right? I'm sorry, I put the wrong bet down. I pulled the 9 down, didn't I? I pulled down. What did I pull down? Did I have something wrong? Wait, I think I screwed that up, didn't I? I screwed that up, didn't I? The 10 was the point, which I just hit. The pass line should have got paid. Not the other one. The other bet up there was, what? Was it a 9? It was a 9. The 9 stays, the pass line gets paid. So we're in the same situation, just no matter what bets are up there. So the 9's still up. My money's back. I had that 9. Again, I'm not going to do anything. Let that bet resolve. I'm not going to go back out to the don't till the next shooter. Important. The horseman is important to stick to your discipline, the way that gets played. So it's boring to watch, boring to play, but que sera, sera. Here we go. Coming out, looking for a 9 on the come out. And here we go. Looking for a 9 there, Johnny boy. That's a hard 6 on a perfect throw. 3-3, hard 6. Let's mark that up. 3-3-6. No field 6. Mark the 6. All right. Oh, I didn't have the screen changed. I'm sorry, guys. You missed the world's greatest landing. You missed the world's greatest landing. Okay. Here we go. See, overthinking craps muscle about the pass line. No, you don't. You only take 5 units, and that's it. You make 5 bets or 4 bets. The don't and 3 come bets. That's it. You don't ever chase around. You just make the bets that you're allowed to make on the horseman. That's why it wins. When you start doing other shit with it, you get beat. The horseman has got to be played disciplined. Otherwise, you get torched. That's the whole thing with it, right? It's very important to remember that. It's hard to play it that way, but it's the only way to play it. It really is. What is going on here? I did not put a 12 in there, did I? The roll tracker is like really acting weird. Come on. 3-3. I wish you could see the roll tracker. I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, here we go. Let's hit the crapsy button. All the shooters are ready. We're looking for a 9. That is not a 9. That is a 10. Another one. This is like Hazel's roll. 6, 4, 10. Look at those 10s. 4 10s on this shooter. Crazy town, right? One of them was a come out 10, so you wouldn't have got paid on that unless you hopped it. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Here we go. All right, dice are out. I end the show. I know. This is how you do it, though. This is how you do it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just, again, this is just, I'm shooting for everybody. 4-1 or 4-1. 3-1-4. 3-1-4. 3 and a 1. 3-1. Just looking for a 9. Again, this is not for everybody. But this is how I survived in Vegas. This is literally how I survived in Vegas. I played this exact way, and I survived most of the time by doing this, right? Here we go. I am very particular. The thing is, this strategy, you can't go crazy with it. If you start putting this money at risk, the point of the horseman is to grind, right? You want to go back out and play your perpetual comeback, you're free to do it, right? I don't. It was designed to let the 4 bets resolve. Do what you want to do, though. It will miss a hot roll unless you convert. Right? Unless you convert over to place bets, you're going to miss on the hot rolls. 6-2. 6-2. Meanwhile, I'm getting good practice in. 2-6 there, and a 2-6 here. Okay. That's going to be a 6-5. That's a 2-1. Okay. Here we go. Give me a 9. Yeah, if I'm the shooter, I'd have to keep putting a line bet out there. I'd probably do a pass line. If I'm the shooter, I'm not going to knock my don't off and I'm still playing Dice Mama, I would go pass line for sure. In this case, we're just pretending I'm not the shooter. I'm just playing the strategy out. But yeah, if it was me, I'd be on the pass line, not the don't. Once I knock myself off a couple times like that, that's the place to be. And there's the 7, 5-2. All right, so we'll lose up here. 5-2. Let's put that in. Not a bad little roll, little 10 roller there. Little 10 roller. And the thing is, if we were perpetually playing, we would have lost, right? That's the thing. It's not the cold table. The cold table strategy is this. Crappy's cold table does, I think he does 1 unit on the don't. He does 2 come bets. And then he comes to the DC. That's the cold table strategy. Can you see that? Let me go back over here. The cold table strategy is that. It's 1 don't pass, 2 come bets, and then the don't come. He's looking for the 7 at the end, right? We're doing this. We're doing 3 come bets, and I do an extra unit here, right? Sometimes I'll go 4 units here to 1 unit here, but I do an extra heavy don't and then 3 come bets. It lets me, if I want to, convert to the right side. If I want to convert to right side play, I can do it. Now here we are back to square again. So this time we're going to do it a little different. I'm going to do 2 in the don't. We're going to go $25 come bets and then odds. We're going to go more right side heavy this time. You can watch how this converts, and I will convert to place bets. If I hit a come bet, you'll see I'll convert to place bets. Here we go. 2 on the don't, and we'll do $25 come bets with bigger odds. We're still going to have $100 for each of the bets. 1, 2, 3. And if I get these looking like greens, odds. Odds, and odds. I'm trying to get this organized so you can see it. So there's our single unit come bet with 3 units in odds. So it's still $100 per next bet. Just I'm going to do a tiny unit here and bigger odds. So same total risk, not the same juice on the 7. And again, if you think like you're throwing good or whatever, this is a good way to kind of keep in the game, and then you can convert and play a more whatever, a more long running game. Here we go. Just avoid the 7 right here. On this one, we'll be okay. Freaking 7. Damn it. 6-1. I keep doing that. The come out hammer, 6-1. So I can't do this. I'm going to have to actually put all this on the line. There we go. Put all that on the line. So I'm going to stack it up, $300 on the line. And hopefully don't do it to myself again. 6, 5, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Here we go. Did I put that in? I did. No, I didn't put it in. 6-1. Sorry about that. 6-1-7 on the come out. Okay. I'll give you all a minute to get your bets reset. I'm sorry about that. I gotta refresh this anyway. Okay, here we go. Crap. See? Okay. Now I'm ready. That's a 9, 5-4. All right, new point is 9. New shooter is 9, 5-4-9. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm throwing 7s. All right, so we have a point of 9. We're all in the don't. Looking for a quick out here if we can do it. And yeah, let's go. I want to get to the other version of it if I can. I'd love to get to the more what do you call it? The more right side heavy version. Here we go. That is a 5. First one. today. 3-2. And I'll just keep the screen where it is because there's no money changing hands, so I'll keep it there. Can you see the dice or no? They're not super clear, are they? I have to put it down here more? I don't know. I'll watch the video later and see how things look. I did some camera setup work over the weekend. The other side of the table, the camera's more leaned in for video production, but it's not great for the shooting. So, all right, here we go. Here we go. Anything but a 9. Aces in both places. That's 1 and a 1. My first horn number today. All right, here we go. Four, 2. The lumba. 4-2-6. No field on the 6. Okay. No, I angled the one camera in. I'll show you why in a minute. You'll see after these throws are over. I'll show you what I did and why, but it makes it kind of weird. Here we go. That is an 8, 5-3-8. Nice little throw right there, huh? 5-3, 3-5 actually, as the dice go. All right, here we go. Man, those earthquakes in Malaysia were bad, weren't they? Good gravy. Here we go. That's the 7. 4-3. 3-4-7. All right, so we're gonna lose, or not gonna lose. We're gonna win. We're gonna go here. We're gonna win. We're gonna go ahead and take this $300, and again, we're up 100 again, right? This is the horseman, right? You're gonna be up 100, even up 100. That's, you just kind of play it that way, right? But we'll do the thing. We're gonna go again, 4 bets. So I'll do 2 1/4 on the dump, and I'll do, for the come bets, we'll do 3 come bets with $100 odds. That's the next plan. So if I can get out of the gate, we'll do that. So you can see the right side play. Instead of doing big come bets, we'll do small come bets and big odds. We're just gonna switch it up that way. Again, hopefully I can get out of the gate here, get a point. And as you can see, I want you to see the rhythm, right? There's a different rhythm to playing that way versus the bigger come bet. So here we go. 2 1/4 on the don't. Let's get the roll tracker ready. Let's get Currapsy ready. I don't know if the roll tracker will be happy yet. Let's try it. Let's go here. Oh, there we go. Now it came alive. Cool. All right. Let's go to the throw. Let's get it going. Come out, roll. I've donked myself on every single come out, it seems like, with the don't. Haven't had a clean don't, have I? Have I had one clean don't pass yet? Come on, John. I hate fighting from behind like that. Hey, we got a point. It's a 4-2. That's cool. Even if we lose it, it's a point. I'm just happy to get out. 4-2-6. That's a no field 6. Mark the 6. Here we go. 4-2. The lumber number. And does that come up? There we go. All right, so to see the bet screen, again, what I'm gonna do is, we have 2 1/4 here. We're gonna go 25 in the come. This is basically like a 8 to 1 here, right? But we're gonna go, it's still gonna be that when it's done. It'll be 2 to 1 in the end. The roll tracker is still not picking up. Why is the roll tracker not picking numbers up? I don't understand here. It's like it's on the wrong. Huh. I'll figure it out. There's something wrong. It's kind of there, but it's not seeing the results. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's my own issue with the tech. Here we go. Coming out of the combat anyway. 2 1. A 7 here is okay. Not great, but it's okay. Here we go. All righty. We got a 7 right there. Okay, that sucks. But here it is. 4 3 7. That sucks. I wanted a longer run to show this thing off a little bit more, right? 4 3. Okay. Let's go to the betting screen. I'm already there. So we'll win at the come. $25. We'll win 2 1/4 on the don't, which is fine. But ultimately, I wanted to get the come bet set. Let's take a look at where we are. Again, looking for $500 as a win today. We're not going to get there just yet, but we started with 5, right? There's our 500 we started with. We've got 1, 2, $350. So we're crawling our way towards our paycheck, right? Still haven't quite gotten there yet. Now, again, with all this money, we can leverage up still, right? I can go to 300 on the don't, right? And my 3 come bets can be 150, 150, 150, and I'll just keep $100 for safekeeping, right? I can go there, right? Every bet's bigger than it was before. We're gonna level ourselves up and just do it like that. And again, I'll probably go 50 and 100 on the come bets. Okay, and I see Dice Shark wants to know the pattern here. The horseman does this. I'll show you the basic horseman is this. I'll do it with black chips. The basic horseman was this. 1 don't pass bet. You get it set, you do 3 come bets, right? So the first come bet, if a 7 comes to PSO, you win both bets, right? If it gets set, your second come bet comes and a 7 comes here, you win 2, you lose 1, you're up a unit. If it gets set and your third come bet's out and the 7 comes, you tie. You lose 2, you win 2, you're tied. Right, that's the idea behind the original horseman. The way I play it now is with 2 units down here and 3 come bets. And again, you're going to win on the 7 every single throw until they're set, and then you become a right side player. That's the idea behind it. It's 4 bets. It's don't pass and 3 come bets. Nothing else. Here we go. Let's come out. Probably last shooter here. Probably last shooter just because of time. And here we go. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. Again, this way of playing is not for everybody. It's very low house edge. It's very boring, but it grinds, man. It grinds good. Here we go. Here we go. All right, it's a 6. 3 3. Oh, I didn't have the. Sorry, the screen wasn't up to change. I'm sorry about that. It's a 6. Don't love the 6 on the don't, but whatever. 3 3 hard 6. Let's refresh that. 3 3. Okay. $50 in the come. We're gonna go $100 odds if we can catch these bets. I just got to avoid the 6, which kind of sucks, but whatever. We'll avoid it. I have money. I can actually go to the hard 6 if I want. I probably should go to the hard 6. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and take if I do 25, let's do $25 on the hard 6. $25 here. That'll be 2 1/4. I should probably go $50. We'll go $50 on the hard 6. Win 450. We'll make the hard 6 a winner for us. I'll put the $50 at risk for the 7. Here we go. The $50 gets canceled out. Big deal. Here we go. Let's get that come bet set. Let me show you the throwing screen so you can see the dice land. And here we go. Oh, not a great throw. Not a great throw. Not a great throw. It ends up being that we lose them all. 5-1. Worst possible outcome for me, right? 5-1. Worst possible outcome. We lose the whole freaking thing. That goes up to the 6. We lose the hard 6 and the don't. So all those profits just go flying out the window. Good job, Johnny. Odds up on the 6. The next come bet will be a pass line. So I'm just going to do, that's how we're going to do it. Here we go. Here we go. Damn it, that sucks. Ugh. Huge bummer. I find the hole in this thing a lot. That is the hole, right? The hole is picking the point and then having to come out 7, take that one away. So here we go. Here we go. Can you see the result down there? All right, we got a 5, a 4, and a 1. All right, there's the odds on the 5, and here's the next come bet. Let's make it work. 4-1. We lost our don't on a pick, so we're going to go full right side here. This makes us basically a molly player. And that's the transition that you have to make. All right. Here we go. Here we go. 3, 6, 9. Center field 9. 3, 6, 9. Oh, I didn't press the crapsy button. I'm sorry, folks. Sorry, here it is. 3, 6, 9. Bad Johnny. I'll give you a minute to get yourself set. Meanwhile, I'll move the come bet up and I'll put my last bit of odds on it. And here we go. Let's make it happen. Whoops. And for grins, I'm going to put the $50 back on the hard 6. I'm gonna rail dump here. At worst, we 7 out and lose it all, and we're down $500. We went from being up 100 to being down 500 if we 7 out here. But if we catch some numbers, we'll be all right. Here we go. Maybe we throw a hard 6 here. Get lucky. Let's get lucky. A little hard 6 action. A little hard 6 action, huh? That's a 9, 5 and a 4. All righty. 5, 4, 9. So that will come and get paid. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to get paid 50 flat. Get paid 150 on the odds. And that's not bad, right? We lost big on the don't. We got $300 of it back. We got 350 of that back, which is pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 50. Now, if you want to, there's no reason why you couldn't come out here and start taking the green chips and getting some numbers, right? Matter of fact, we'll get the 4 and 10. We'll play the 4 and 10 sister press with the greens and a $500 here or $300 here. So that's good. The horseman can transition to the right side if the come bets hit with odds on them. I like doing that. That's actually kind of a fun way to do it. If you want that right side action, it's cool. Here we go. If it works out for you. All right. Let's go. Let's go. You get bored quick. That's funny. This is a boring way to play. This is not an exciting way to play craps, for sure. 3, 2, 5. So the other one hits. That's great. Tray 2, 5. That's awesome. 3, 2 in Crapsy, a 3, 2 in the roll tracker. Let's go to the bet screen. I can show you the money changing hands so that the 5 is hit. Just like the 9, it's 50 flat. It's 150 odds. I'll color as I go here, right? For the odds. That's 2 blacks. That's a black. Coming back. That's again 300 plus the 50. I'll put the $50 on the 9 and the 5. The puck will be off. I'm just missing the 8 right now, right? And I've got, look, I'll move the 500 here. I've got $100 in profit. I'm going to lock it up, right? There's my starting bankroll. I'm locked, right? I got $100 in locked profit. We're good. If I ended here, it's going to be okay. Okay. Hard way is working. Odds are working. These two bets are conjoined, and I turn my odds on to come out. So we're coming out. Odds up, hard way up. Let's go. Let's get it done. Hard 6 right here. Hard 6, Fatso. You can do it. You can do it. Hard 6. Come out hard 6. Ugh, it's a 10, 6-4. 10 on the end, 6-4, 10. No help to me. All right. Oh, shoot, I didn't change the bet. I keep forgetting to change the screen for you. 6-4. Okay, here we go. Get your bets in. I'm working a little bit up there. Okay. $100 in profit. Not bad. Actually, if you look at what I got, frankly, I got 100 in profit, right? I've got 50, 100, 50, and $100 in odds. There's 250 sitting out there that I could pull down and do the out of sight, out of mind thing or lock it up. I could pull all that down and let the 6 roll out, right? And lock up more profit. There's 100% you can do that. Remember, like Waylon says it a lot, and it's like, check out where you are. Like know where your bets are, right? Know where your bankroll is. Here we go. Here we go. Looking for a 6, Johnny. Looking for a hard 6. Give me a hard 6 right now. Nice, Dr. S. Lock it up, right? Totally. I hear you. Because there's the 7, 5-2, right? If I lock it up, we're out of here with 250 in profit. As it stands, we lose all that money, 5-2, but we have $100, right? Not the most exciting day, right? All this comes to the bank, right? What was pullable was everything but that. I could have pulled another 250. I could have 350 in profit, right? But that's the bounce around. That's the horseman. The horseman does that a little bit, right? Down a little, up a little. You catch in the rhythm. Sometimes you're on the right side. Sometimes it's kind of a nice little play right there, right? We didn't get the long run. If that roll turns out a little longer, those little $25 bets are paying and you're kind of in the game, right? I like that. All right, here we go. Let's come back over to the other view here. And I'll talk to you about a couple of things that I was kind of alluding to during the roll there. Did I put the 7 in Crapsy? I did. So for Crapsy folks, that's it. We're going to go ahead and shut that down. And I do want to show you something. I'm going to switch my table view real quick. I'm going to go to this view here, this box view. And so the work I did on the cameras, because somebody asked me this, right, was this. You see how that's kind of on an angle? It's like the camera's kind of front angled in. And the reason for that is so I can lean in over here from this side. I can lean all the way in and you can't see my head, right? So I'm doing videos where I'm doing strategy videos from this and the dealer side. I can lean in and you can't see my head. There's a secret to the angle of the camera that makes that work. But when I'm shooting into this end, the overhead's kind of on a tilt now. It's kind of like, it's not straight, but it's tilted like this. And so it's weird. That's why the dice, you can't see them all the time when they land from that camera, but it's going to be better for us when we're doing videos. So that, my friends, is the reason why. So let's go over here to this view and get my mouse. And let's see, there was a couple of questions that came up. If ifs were fishes, we'd also eat, right? But that's the point though, Dr. S. And I think it's important to call this kind of stuff out. Like if the roll keeps going, how did you set yourself up, right? So you can look at that where we were and make 2 calls, right? One is I worked hard to get the come bets to pay, and they did with odds, which is fantastic, except for the 6, which is weird. But they paid with odds, which is awesome. I can just rack all that up and leave it in there. And I can say, you know what, percentage-wise, I'm where I am, happy to go home and bye-bye, right? If you're playing bankroll, bill, daily paycheck, you're fine. If you're looking to extend your profits on a longer roll, you make the decision to say, yep, I'll put the greens back out there, small size bets, and let them run. If we have a little bit of a run, then I did a good job. If not, am I happy with this? We talk about being satisfied. Am I satisfied with the $100? Yeah. You know what? We were down a couple of times and we fought it back and got to the $100. I'm happy with that. It's not the greatest, right? 350 would have been better, but again, you're in this on the right side for the long roll. When I said earlier to Nemo was this, or somebody, he said, why don't you keep playing? I said, the horseman is a 4-bet strategy. It's the don't, it's 3 come bets, and that's it. If I let those bets just resolve on their own, right? The hard 6 and the other green bets are still in the rack. If I just let the bets that I put out there resolve one time only, all we lose is the 6, right? When you deviate from 4 bets in that strategy, you get hurt. And as you saw right there, we got hurt. That's the thing with the horseman is exactly that. It's weird how that thing works. You set it up, you stay strict with it. If you deviate, yeah, you could have caught a run, but you also get hurt. And that's right, Nemo. That was what it was. That's what it's about, right? It's when you go off kilter, it messes up the rhythm of that strategy. For whatever reason, sticking to 4 bets and not doing the perpetual coming works. When you turn it into a molly, you get crushed, and this is what it is. So, all right, let's go check some PCs and questions here as skill directs me to. I'll do Qs first and see what we have in here. Let's see. So I've done all that. I did this, the cold table comparison. I'm going to do another bunch of videos, but Dice Shark, go to the Pro Craps channel and search for Headless Horseman. There's probably 6 or 7 videos on how to play it in great detail on that channel. So then that'll also be part of the Casino Quest Nexus deep dives as well. But I'll play this probably twice a week here anyway. So, all right, PCs. What do we have for PCs? Let's see. Jen's making fun of me. Yeah, right. The 98% return. Like I said, it's a suckers thing, right? It's a suckers thing, and I fell for it too. I 100% go. And then when you start thinking about it, like, oh yeah, that's that whole house edge thing is one of those eye openers for you, right? All right. So Skill says it can go dark too. I can't show it today. I'll show it a different day. But what Skill is saying, you can take the come bets, right? The winning come bets and go DC with them, right? Or take a winning come bet and instead of racking it, put the winning come bet on its odds on the don't. You can make the whole thing a heavy 7 strategy. If you want to use your wins to go back DC or use your wins to go on the don't odds, great. I find it better to take my wins to the rack and let it just play itself through. That's an important piece. Dice Dr. Dan asks, have you ever studied which is better, getting 2 hits and taking your money off the table compared to leaving it out until the 7 hits? Are you talking about what? Just like in general, like 2 hits and then let it run out? It's the same. It's all the same. And again, you got to look at time, Dan. It's all about like 2 hits today, 2 hits tomorrow, 2 hits Wednesday, 2 hits Thursday, 2 hits Friday, right? It's 9 rolls, right? I'm leaving my bets exposed for 9 rolls. You have to look at it that way. So if I do 2 hits and down today, every day for a week, I'm still exposed for 10 rolls. Now, they're not 10 consecutive rolls on a shooter, but they're 10 consecutive rolls for my bankroll to be exposed to. There's no difference. There's no difference. It's just a matter of if you happen to catch the right sequence. And I think it's important for folks to remember that. It does not, one hitting down sounds great. It worked for me, right? When I was throwing well, it worked for me in the paycheck. But it's just 1 hit a day or 1 roll a day for a year is like surviving 365 rolls consecutively by a shooter. It's not going to happen. You're going to have 7s, and it's going to come in the right sequence. So just temper the thought, like Chris was saying in his video last week about the 1 hitting down. It's not as easy as it sounds, right? Again, time and math will get you in the end there. So, yeah, you know what, Lou? We had 5 of them this weekend. With 5 spammers hit the forums this weekend. Not just that one guy. It happened again. So, bummer. I mean, I don't understand people spamming Discord, but I'm considering actually getting rid of Discord. I was talking to Jeff about it. Getting rid of Discord completely because we don't really use it. Nobody really chats in there at all, hardly. It's a gathering place, but it's not really being used. So I'm thinking about turning it off. I'm thinking about just letting Discord just go by the wayside and using like either Facebook or the Casino Quest Nexus site to do chatting with. Because now you've got like 17 chat Discords. Like ours is just more white noise, and I don't think people actually use it. So anyway, all right, guys, I'm out of here. You have a good day. It's 8:37. I went a little long, so it was a good fun Monday. I appreciate you all. Thanks again for being here. And rejoining the show. We'll be here live now for the next few weeks. There is going to be a week where I'm gone for a couple of days, but other than that, back in rhythm. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Happy Monday, and have a good week at work, y'all. Bye. Love you. Maybe. Yep. Did not find the off screen. What happened to my off screen? There it goes.